Hello, I am Thomas Adkins,
And I'm Mike Stefancic.
and today I'm talking with Mike about forms, the form feature in OrgSync, and particularly event forms.
Yeah. All right. So what do you want to do, Thomas?
So I'm going to go to events, and over here on the right-hand side, there is this feature called event forms.
Good navigation.
But even before I do that, I kind of want to look at for instance, right? So it looks like I've already said that I'll be attending this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see one that I haven't attended yet.
Yeah, that's going to be important because you can't add a form when somebody's already signed up for something,
Oh, good.
right?
So here's one that I haven't RSVP'd for, just so we can see what a form kind of looks like when someone is, coming in, like the user experience, Mike.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that on the front side, and then we'll go to the back side.
All right, so here is our workshop pre-reflection form. When I tried to RSVP for this event, it took me right here, and then I can fill this out. The participants, will fill this out. We can make these questions required, and then they go continue, finish, and now we have a recorded form response as well as an RSVP on their end.
Yeah, so that's the user experience on that side for signing up for an event.
All right, let's check this out then. Let's go back to that event forms.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have all of the event forms for the Center for Teaching and Learning's portal, our little home base here. And these guys here with the umbrella next to them, tell me about these.
So that means they're shared down from the umbrella. And as you hovered over that, you saw it said shared by academic affairs. So that's the umbrella that all of these portals are within. And that's the structure that OrgSync uses, is they have multiple umbrellas that fit underneath the community, and the portals are underneath there. So there's that three-tiered type structure.
That's right.
So those are things, it's nice because then you can standardize them, and as you did, you created a template that then if you're in another portal, those will appear and you can duplicate them. So if you scroll over on that little monkey wrench over there, then you can duplicate that. So there, now you have your own form, and now this lives locally within this portal and nowhere else. So any changes you make to this form will not be seen by anybody in other portals.
And so every time, we do an event and we have a form like this where we're trying to evaluate the session, we should make a new form every time, right? Every time there's a new event, we should make a new form and get those responses kind of bunched together. Right?
That's one way to do it. If you do want just one form so you don't have many iterations of them, you then may want to add a question at the beginning that allows the individual who's completing the form to indicate which event they're providing this feedback for. So that's just one idea. There's many ways to do this.
Okay. So let's talk about adding a question. Seems pretty easy. I can just go here, add question.
Yeah, you got it. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Got single line text, multi-line text, phone number, email address. So these are all kind of pre-populated questions where I could just add, like it requires an email address or
Yeah, let's take a look and see what that phone number looks like.
All right, faculty member, give us your phone number here.
So it's going to ask you for that, and then if you scroll down, you're going to get to, it won't actually show you, but go ahead and click done. And then it gives you the import format that it will accept.
So it's got a validation restriction.
Correct.
Nice. As we can see that there are Likert scales type of questions.
Mm-hmm.
I have some multi-line text and Likert scale ones, but there's also multiple choice and logic. Is that right? Can we use logic in this?
Yes, you can use logic between pages. So as you fill out a evaluation or a survey, sometimes you want to break that up into multiple pages, and that's how you would build logic in from a question.
Is this multiple choice right here? Is this the logic, the way you can do logic? Or can you do logic with checkboxes and radio buttons?
Yep, you can do logic with both of those, and the Likert scale as well.
So this one's multiple choice. and then you can only select one of these options, right?
Oh, these would be your choices. Yeah.
And that's what radio button means, so you can only select one at a time.
Correct. Checkboxes, multiple,
Nice.
like checklist.
That seems really close to like Google Forms or Qualtrics or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a common observation. It's very similar.
Well, I don't want to save any of those changes. Well, I guess this is a duplicate form, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't go to the original.
So save and exit. Okay.
So now keep in mind, though, you didn't change the name of that. So it's Event Evaluation Form Template. So we might want to go in and change that name.
But it just doesn't have this umbrella next to it. So now I know that it's just a form underneath mine.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
how do
when
we
you
edit
go
this?
however, Thomas, when you go to add this form, it's not going to have an umbrella under it or a non-umbrella. So the name becomes very important because there's not an image in the drop-down list.
Okay. Edit. Non-umbrella event form. Oh. Post event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. It's in alphabetical order too. So then, how do I like see where these responses go? You know, like for example, that pre-reflection form that I just did for that workshop registration. As an administrator here, how do I find out like where those responses are?
Well, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can actually come right into here and look at the forms, or if you're just looking for the responses from that event, you can go to the form submissions for that event.
So let's go to the event. I like that way. That seems a little cleaner way to go. And go here, and then now where do I go?
It says View Form Submissions right under there.
Oh, well, that's easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
View form submissions. Tell me about this screen. What are some nifty features about this?
Well, one of the things that I like is you get to see who submitted it. You get to see their little picture. But instead of having to export all of the form responses, you can look at just one question at a time. So there's a little drop-down menu. It says no question selected right now. But if you click on that, you can select the question that's part of that form.
Which is, there's only one question a part of this form.
Yeah. So you can see where you just typed in, fill this out. But you can do that with any of those questions. So if you're ask a dietary question, then you can quickly browse all of your responses to see which one needs some special dietary considerations.
That is amazing.
It's pretty awesome.
So the post-event form, for example, so let's go to an event here again. And this is our event. And to add a form, so I don't have a post-event form on this yet. So to add one to this, to make sure that I can evaluate, the event app from the participant's perspective, I just edit this event, right?
Yeah, you can go to edit it and scroll down to advanced options. So you have the pre-event form, which you can't change now because someone's already signed up for it. But if you click the post-event form, then you can select a form because the event hasn't been over. So
you're right. You see, it doesn't have those umbrellas or anything like that next to it. So I don't know. So I'll use my non-umbrella event form post-event.
Yep.
And then I'll just go ahead and update it.
Yeah. So now if you go through the process of actually giving yourself participation credit for it, you will notice that once you've done that, then you will get a notification that you need to complete a post-event form to receive the full participation.
And there's an email that goes out, correct? That kind of prompts people to complete the evaluation after attendance has been recorded.
That is correct.
Excellent. So Mike, is there anything else, inside-wise or feature-wise that we need to know that OrgSync can do with these event forms?
Yeah, forms are pretty powerful. You can actually trigger some notifications for the the folks that create the event and also the folks that are signing up for the event. So if we jump back into event forms, I can show you some of those features.
Okay, so we go events, and then I go event forms. Okay, here I am.
So let's pick one of those forms that you've created.
I like our non-umbrella event form.
All right, it's very descriptive.
And go here and say edit, or
Okay.
can I just click right on here?
Either way gets you to that.
All right, and then go edit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's check out the setting feature. We talked about the designer piece and the setting. So we see notify admins and customize messaging. So when someone completes this form or signs up for your event, you might want to know that they've done that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can select yourself to be notified, or anybody else who is an admin of this portal, to get an email that would say so-and-so just signed up for this event. So then you can come and check that, or if you have to do any special follow-up with them, you'll have that notification. Otherwise, you might have to check back and forth at this event or this form being completed throughout the day, or just get an email when you need it.
How about customized messaging?
So this is the messaging that goes out to an individual who's completed the form. So you can write a simple message here if they've submitted the form. You can put like, thank you for submitting this form. We'll be following up with you about whatever was asked in the form. So you can set that. You can also set an approved message. So once you go in and review that form and you approve it, another message would go out that said your form has been approved. This is a nice feature, especially if this form's a requirement to, get into an event or something like that. But most of the time when you're adding the form, you're not checking or turning off auto approve. So that means they're automatically approved as soon as they submit the form. You don't need to approve it.
Very nice.
So therefore, you wouldn't want to put two messages,
Right.
a submitted and approved, if you're not checking that box.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now you can also send a standard message if the form is denied. Let's say they applied to something and then you said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you don't meet the minimum qualifications for that. You are getting denied," and then here would be the standard message that you would receive.
Nice.
Now, once you do all that, you always have to save that so you don't lose that. And now those will be automatically sent emails.
Very neat. OrgSync has some really powerful features, Mike.
It does indeed.
Thanks for your help.
Anytime, Thomas.